kitchen range that could really only be found in furniture catalogs of the last century. A few teaspoons. They're all well polished and lined up in a neat row. I'm just gonna take a spoon. Two little metal pots. Judging by the layer of dust, they're no longer used. No. Well, the dishes are well looked after, but you can't hide their age. They're becoming faded. Can't really make out anymore what this picture's supposed to be. Perhaps it's not such a good idea to hang pictures directly above the stove. Sally doesn't really seem to put her all into her job. Hello.
Oh, hello. A living soul, here?
My name is Falk, Inspector Falk. I'm a policeman.
A copper? How exciting. I'm Sally.
Can you tell me anything about Samuel's ghost? Apparently it's been seen by a few tourists.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it too. At one of the windows. It scared the living daylights out of me. A gruesome face. I hope I'll never see it again.
Huh. That's true. At which window?
I don't remember exactly. I think it was in the Forbidden Wing.
Forbidden Wing?
Yeah, you know, what's behind the locked door in the hall.
What's wrong with Lady Eleanor?
What could be wrong with her? Snore. Sits around all day, either knitting or reading.
Anything else?
She plays piano for Lady Victoria every now and again. In this house, that counts as having a wild party. You know, it's about time I got myself another position.
You want to leave?
Yeah, sooner rather than later. Maybe to a movie or a pop star's house. Somewhere where things are a bit lively at least.
Is Lady Victoria a good boss?
I don't know. Bates hardly lets me talk to her. When I first came here, I made her ladyship a few suggestions on how she might want to redecorate the castle a bit. Just get rid of a bit of the mustiness, you know? Since then, I always have to ask Bates if I want something from her ladyship.
What can you tell me about Lewis?
A disgusting man. Ugh. I was hoping when I started he wouldn't be a snob like all the others are here, but he's just as boring and in a permanent bad mood. I never get more than 3 words out of him.
You and Bates look after everything here?
Well, looking after. Bates does most of that. He lets me do all the dirty work, cleaning, cooking, and all that sort of thing.
Isn't that your job?
That's what he says all the time. But being honest, I'd expected something quite different, you know? I mean, a castle with such knobs living in it. You'd expect the odd soiree every now and again.
Or a cute prince.
Well, Charles is off the market now. But anyone under 80 would do this place a world of good. Sometimes it really does seem like a grave here.
I don't suppose there are pictures of all the cooks who have worked here by any chance.
No idea. Must be ages ago, though, since there was an actual cook here. Ask Bates, he knows everything.
I'd prefer not to ask either him or Lady Victoria.
Then I don't know either.
Do you know this woman?
Never seen her before. Looks a bit like a snob.
Okay, I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
An empty vase. It looks old, like everything here. The door is bolted. Might lead to a storeroom or a cellar. Oh, excellent. Transylvania may be somewhere in Romania. But don't worry, we're ready for undead in this castle too. A coffee grinder is the last thing I'd have expected in an English castle. But it looks really new and unused. A large double-winged door. It's no different from the others. It's locked.
Inspector, you have no reason to be here. This door is to remain closed.
Certainly, madam. Please forgive me. Why is she making such a big deal about this door? An old-fashioned telephone. Who should I call? It's locked. There's probably nothing special inside anyway. An antique vase or carafe. I'll leave that where it is. So much for the nakedness in England. 4 naked girls at once here. And the chap they're all entertaining really seems to be enjoying it. What an effort it must take to keep this old tiled floor so clean. I can imagine Bates checking twice a day to see if any dirt accumulates in the nooks and crannies in the meantime. A pile of towels. Small ones, big ones, nothing but towels. A pile of towels. I wonder what was going on with that mirror down there in the hall. I really thought I saw Samuel Gordon. I'll probably collapse of exhaustion when this is all over. A tap, like any other you might have found in this country 50 years ago. It's running. A lion's head. I think the lion was a symbol of immortality in ancient times. What's that got to do with a bathtub? Powder, makeup, and so on. Nothing of any use to me. An old-fashioned bathtub. Doesn't look uncomfortable, but it would be too small for me. I can't see anything unusual, apart from the fact that the plug is missing. That might make it difficult to have a bath. Curtains in the bathroom. Oh well, to each their own. A chandelier in a bathroom. Madness. Lots of roofs, alcoves, walls. I wonder how many rooms the castle has. You could easily hide Mom's little house in one of the wings. That is so comfortable. A bench in a bathroom. Jeez. The door is locked. So much for the nakedness in England. Good day, Sally.
Yes,
Do you know what's behind the locked door in the hall?
I've asked myself that question too. But you can't get a thing out of Bates about it. Once, he got me listening at the door. He gave me such a telling off, like nothing I'd ever known before. He was so mad, he nearly collapsed. He was coughing blood and I had to hold him up. I've been giving the door a wide berth since then.
I've got to find out what's behind that door. The rooms there would be an ideal hiding place for one of the mosaic tiles. Okay, I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Huh. Ralph was talking about a shiny black car. Is this the one he saw? But who drove from the castle to the crime scene this morning? And what were they doing there? He's devotedly working on his car. It seems to mean more to him than the garden. The gate must have been replaced a short time ago. The wood still looks new. But I don't think there's anything suspicious about that. An old wooden ladder. It seems to have been used a lot. The rungs are really worn and smooth. Lewis toolbox. Various wrenches, a cloth, a hammer, pliers, all the things you need. Huh. I think I'll take the big hammer. I could also use it as a weapon if I need to, which might be the case in this place. The best of British technology. At least it used to be. An old wooden staircase. Probably leads to the stableman's room. Apparently, these things are to blame for the English still driving on the left. If you were to guide your horse with your right hand, you'd run the risk of being squashed between the wagons. Judging by its condition, the car was probably in use up until a few years ago. But it's been standing there for some time now. I don't want to go up there. It doesn't look very sturdy. A bird's nest, and its owner is a criminal raven. Who have we got here? Huh, this thieving magpie in a raven suit has something I need. An ancient well. I can't imagine that it's still in use. Even this place must have a normal water supply by now. There used to be some sort of device hanging on this frame, which brought the water to the surface. I'm not gonna throw a hammer at it. Hey, Lewis.
You again? I thought you'd been thrown out.
Lady Victoria gave me permission to have a look around the castle and the gardens.
How nice of her. What do you want?
Lewis, do you believe in ghosts? Some tourists claim they've seen some here.
Oh, yeah, the reputed ghost. They besieged us for weeks on end after Murray planted that rumour. A whole pack of them completely trashed the garden.
I met Sally.
Huh. The only one in the castle who's not at least 100 and starting to decay.
Is she a good housekeeper?
She's lousy.
She often seems to be in trouble with Bates because of that.
He's the one that chose her, and turned away much better candidates.
Why did he do that?
Yeah, if you're worried about being replaced.
Then you chose the worst possible replacement, to stay indispensable yourself.
That's how it is.
Bates seems to be very tired.
He's terminally ill. The doctors say it's a miracle he's still alive. But let me tell you, Bates will kick the bucket on the very same day that Lady Victoria dies. Like a dog that follows its master. I think he just finds it unfitting to die before his mistress.
He says he's worked for the Gordons for more than 70 years and that he knows all their secrets.
I'd believe that at the drop of a hat. No one knows the castle and garden better than him. But when it gets to his own bonce, he's getting forgetful. The loyal soul. That's why they've given him Sally, I think.
What can you tell me about Lady Eleanor?
If you want to know something about Lady Eleanor, then you better ask Lady Eleanor. She's her own favorite subject.
You mean she's egotistical?
She threw everything away and fled here in a mad rush after Sir Richard died. Who does such a thing?
The castle and the garden in Wales reminded her of her dead husband.
And she should have thought of the family history. You don't just give up an house where generations have lived and worked.
How did her husband die?
He blew himself up, did all kinds of strange experiments. In the last years, he became obsessed with uncovering the secret of what drove Sir William and his sons insane. He hardly left his lab anymore, and collapsed in exhaustion more than once. Her ladyship was very worried.
That's a nice car.
Certainly is. The only decent surprise here. I discovered it behind the stables, built it back up from scratch. My father used to work on a car like this, and he taught me quite a bit.
Do you sometimes take it out for a spin? To the coast, for example?
I drive the ladies. They used to still have bloody horses in the stable, but looking after them was too much effort for the old folks. Now, this is the only pair of wheels. But the ladies don't leave the house much at all. Bates usually walks to the village. He says it's good for his health, but every time it takes a bit longer.
You weren't at the coast with the car this morning.
No.
Lady Eleanor said she gave you the option of going back home to Wales, and even offered some money to get you set up.
I don't know what that's got to do with you.
I just find it strange. You desperately want to go back, and are even offered some money, too.
And then? Work as a caretaker in a new bloody housing estate? I've offered more than once to look after the castle in Wales, and keep it in working order. But apparently there's not enough money for that.
So, it's not so much about going back to Wales. It's more about going back to your castle and your garden.
That's right.
What you really want is to turn back time. Unfortunately, that's never been possible. What can you tell me about the castle?
Nothing. A big, ugly building.
With an overgrown garden.
What have I got to do with that?
Aren't you the gardener?
My garden's a few 100 miles west of here.
In Wales.
That's right.
So you just do the bare minimum here, if at all.
The garden's too big for one man alone, and what's the point in looking after it? This whole place is doomed. The house is falling apart. The lady won't live for much longer, and Bates is as good as dead.
You're hoping that Lady Eleanor will return to Wales when Lady Victoria dies.
Perhaps.
Well, see you later.
Not if I see you first.
He doesn't like that at all. I gotta be careful. Ravens have got hard beaks that are sharp as knives. They can really make a mess of you. There's nothing about the well that interests me. And hopefully nothing in the well either. Ow! The critter starts pecking at my fingers as soon as I get near the nest. As long as the bird's in the nest, I've got no chance. That's probably the Gordon's family coat of arms. I don't know anything about heraldry. There are complicated rules about creating and reading coats of arms. It probably means something like, "We are a very old family, but unfortunately also quite insane. Please keep your distance." I don't want to go up there. Doesn't look very sturdy. I don't even know about American cars of the last 10 years. My knowledge of English cars from the first half of the century is absolutely zilch. The guy who built this castle had weird taste. The view would be great from up there. The tower seems to have windows on every side. Perhaps it used to be a defense tower and was later converted. Maybe it just looked like that from the beginning. Looks as if the ivy has killed the tree and is now attacking the house. Quite convenient for a burglar, but as long as I'm allowed to roam freely, I'm not gonna start climbing around on the facade. The castle looks really lived in from here. There's light coming from many of the windows. That way leads deeper into the garden. It's all overgrown and falling apart. I'd be better off staying away. What's behind the closed door over there?
There was a terrible fire here 24 years ago. Samuel's wife, Catherine, lost her life. That wing has been closed off since then. Too many memories, I think.
Did the fire start on the ground floor?
No, on the first floor. The ground floor was mostly spared, as far as I know. But even the rooms below those destroyed in the fire remain closed. Bates and Victoria make sure that no one goes into them.
I see. Was anyone else injured or killed?
One of the cooks was injured. As far as I know, she wanted to help and was badly burned.
I'm going to have another look around. Goodbye, Lady Eleanor.
It's nice to see another face in this house.
A basket of knitting gear. Wool, scissors, and that kind of thing. May I borrow a piece of thread, Lady Eleanor?
Some thread?
Yes, please. About 2 yards?
Certainly. Help yourself.
Thanks. Good. Thread is always useful. I took some of the tear-proof stuff. Apparently behind the door are just a few rooms, all in danger of collapsing since the fire. And until I have the key for the door, I can't prove otherwise. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Lewis said that Bates selected you for the position, not her ladyship.
Yeah, that's right. There were a few candidates. The cleverest ones made for the exit as soon as they reached the gate. But if I was being honest, I thought that out of those I met, there were a few of them who were better suited to the job than I was. I was a bit surprised when he chose me.
He must have been impressed by your hidden qualities.
Yeah, and so now, all he does is moan about everything. He spends the whole day creeping about after me. Sally, do this, do that, don't do that. Ugh, like being in school.
Lewis seems to take care of his car rather better than the garden.
That's for sure. Ever since I've been here, he's been doing something to it nearly every day. And when he's not fixing it, he's either polishing or driving around in it.
Has he driven it this morning?
This morning? Yeah, he did. I heard him starting it up. You can't help but hear that.
But you didn't see him.
I know exactly what that car sounds like. When he's working on it, he must start it something like 20 times a day.
But you weren't able to see whether or not Lewis or somebody else was driving it.
Lewis is the only one who drives that car.
Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Don't worry about it.
I've knotted the spoon to the thread. You're not gonna free that in a hurry. Let's try it. Look at this! A shiny spoon! Excellent. Angelina's mosaic piece. A piece of mosaic for a spoon. A good deal for me. Lady Victoria's on the phone. Let's see.
I don't know. Don't we have a photograph?
Young man, it's not befitting, even for a policeman, to eavesdrop behind closed doors.
I didn't mean to. Pardon me. Were they talking about me? But why should Lady Victoria, of all people, cooperate with the Order? She's got more of a reason than anyone else to want to put an end to the curse. As long as the ladies are sitting in the hall, I can't search for the piece of mosaic undetected. I need to lure them away somehow. An old-fashioned telephone. But who should I call? I have no idea what that's supposed to be. It looks a bit like a sentinel. An old, original English teapot. My mom used to have a similar one. Huh. I could ring for tea time. That would get the ladies out of the hall, and leave me to have a good go at the stone slab by the globe.
Don't touch! Please excuse me, but this teapot is very old, and Bates has told me many times that I must look after it carefully. He's just popped down to the village to get some tea. We've run out.
There's no more tea? I didn't even think that'd be possible in an English castle.
Bates said that the tea had gone bad. He got rid of it.
Huh. Or he needed an excuse to go to the village. A pair of old rubber boots. They're as clean as when they were made, though. Perhaps they belong to Lewis. The rubber boots were standing in the kitchen. They look pretty clean. They've probably just been cleaned. It reminds me of the leaded glass in church windows. Different colored pieces of glass bound with thin metal strips. According to Angelina, all three pieces together will open the access to the catacombs under the old academy. And now the boots look like boots should. Dirty. As long as Sally's here in the kitchen, I won't get anywhere near the teapot. The door is locked. Oh, what a mess. It used to be clean. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
I noticed that the bathroom floor up there is extremely dirty.
What? Not again.
It looks like boot prints.
I've told Lewis a million times he shouldn't come through the house in his muddy boots. Damn it. I better clean that up before the old git notices it. Otherwise, he'll have me cleaning it again and again and again.
Sally is distracted. Time trying to secretly take the teapot to the library. And then I'll try to work out where I can get some tea at short notice. So, the teapot and service are already in place. Now we just need some tea. It'll be dangerous for me in the village. The Order will definitely be looking for me there. But it'd be a good opportunity to see if Bates is trying to alert the Order. I'm gonna have to go back to the village and get some tea. But before I enter the lion's den, I'm gonna take some precautions. It'd be best if I lure the entire Order in the hotel. Then I can walk around the village square in relative peace. Here's a phone. Then, let's do it. Murray? Hello. Darren Michaels here. Oh, I'll be leaving today. I'll be at the hotel in about half an hour. No, I just wanted to let you know so you can write the bill. Nothing to pay? Oh, right. I paid in advance. Never mind, now you know. See you in half an hour, Murray. See you soon. Okay, so Murray knows. If I'm not completely mistaken, most of the Order will be waiting for me at the hotel in half an hour. To the village. I thought so. I hardly believed he was shopping at the library. Damn it, Tom's here again. So Bates has got something to do with the Order. I've got to get closer, but better around the outside.
I'm not your gopher.
But you are generously compensated.
Yeah. You know exactly how much I need this bloody compensation.
I will not tolerate that tone of voice. You know.
All right, man. I'll go and look for her.
Thank you very much.
Interesting. Huh. The stall is shut. Obviously, Tom's also up to some shady doings for the Order again. All the better. That gives me free rein here. Locked. Damn. Where else can I get a tea in this dump of a place? I have to get inside. I don't have time to wait until this evening. How fitting. Cracking Tom's door with his own tool. The same principle as in the hotel. wire snapped. But I've achieved what I wanted to. There's the tea I need. Now, quickly back to the castle. A card from the Willow Creek area. 5 murder locations are marked. A card from the 5 murder locations. I guess Bates isn't back yet. Everything's ready. Just need some hot water. I'll just let Sally know. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Sally, Bates has asked me to tell you that you can announce tea time today. Now all we're missing is the hot water.
Oh, so I'm good enough for that now, am I?
He was rather exhausted after doing the shopping.
No wonder. I don't understand why he simply didn't tell Lewis to go.
I do. Huh. The plant hasn't been here long. Considering the amount of light it gets, it's not gonna last long either. Really not. There's an ornate fence or some kind of barrier around the globe. No idea what that's for. I'm almost certain there's a secret compartment hidden behind the stone slab. But how can I get to it? I'm almost certain there's a secret. Sally put her cleaning things down here. An old metal bucket and a mop. I'll take the mop with me. A pile of towels. Small ones, big ones, nothing but towels. Ah! Insanity is hereditary. What's wrong with me? What are these visions? Samuel had a book in his hand, and he was pointing to this tile. I can't see anything unusual, apart from the fact that the plug is missing. That might make it difficult to have a bath. The apparition pointed to these tiles. It won't move at all. Whoa! There's a cavity behind it. A handwritten page from a book. It looks like it's from William Gordon's diary, with additions from his grandson, Samuel. As far as I know, they both fell from one of the castle towers. Now, did Samuel rip out the page and hide it first? But then, why? There are lots of little pyramids, triangles scribbled on the page in a circle. 3 of them have been crossed out. Now, I've seen these triangles somewhere before. I'm almost certain there's a secret compartment hidden behind the stone slab. But how can I get to it? They seem to be the same pyramids that are in Samuel's diary. Let's see. You can push them in. Yes, finished. But nothing's happening. I knew it. A secret compartment. And inside there is... the second piece of mosaic.
What are you doing there, sir?
I was just looking at this space here. Unusual, isn't it?
Indeed it is. There was always a stone slab there before.
Perhaps someone removed it.
I will ask Sally about that.
That was close.
Lady Victoria, I've just returned from the village and I thought you might like to know.
Very good, Bates. Take a break for half an hour. No debate now.
Mr. Bates?
Yes?
Are you not feeling too well, Mr. Bates?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Perhaps you should have a lie down.
I'll have a lie down when I have time to do so. The work won't get done on its own.
Sally could do it.
I doubt that very much.
You don't think too much of Sally, then?
I don't think too much of her work.
So why do you employ her?
It wasn't my idea. Her ladyship insisted that we should employ a relief.
Not a great choice, apparently.
It won't last long. She'll soon have enough and then disappear.
What can you tell me about Lady Eleanor?
If you want to know something, why don't you ask her yourself?
I'd like to hear your opinion. Why do you think she brought Lewis here with her, after her husband's death?
And what do you mean by that, sir? Really now? I ask you, sir. Lady Eleanor is a lady, and she treats her servants accordingly. Lewis would have been unable to get a new position. He's simply too old. We can offer him a form of retirement here.
But neither Lewis nor Lady Eleanor give the impression of being happy with the arrangement. You could maybe even believe that she owes him something.
I would be aware of that, and I can tell you that your surmising is incorrect.
Lady Victoria.
Yes, sir?
She seems to me to be rather bitter.
She is a dignified old lady who has to bear a greater burden than I would wish for her.
The death of her husband and her 2 sons, the murders, the castle's decline, the end of the family line.
You said it, sir.
I've noticed a huge locked door on the ground floor.
I'd keep away from that, sir.
Why?
There was fire in the rooms through there some years ago. The damage was never properly repaired. The walls have been ruined by rainwater, and the beams have been rotting for 20 years or more. I think you'd risk your life going into that wing of the house.
That must have been quite some fire to destroy the wing like that.
It was a dreadful tragedy, such as we've already suffered too many times here. It must now be 24 years ago. Master Samuel and his enchanting wife Catherine were just married and had only recently moved into the castle. We were hoping that he would one day take over the castle from his father and give us a son and heir. But then, they had not even been here for 6 months. There was a fire.
Did anyone know how the fire started?
No. Master Samuel lost his wife in the fire, and then vanished for the next 12 years. He'd been deeply wounded by the events.
What kind of a man was he, this Samuel Gordon?
His father sent him off to boarding school early, since he was a very obstinate, wild child. His behavior improved at the school. The teachers described him as an alert, intelligent, and friendly boy, and in the holidays we found him so too. He got to know Miss Catherine after being at school. A wonderful, good-hearted woman. They were married and seemed to have found a perfect happiness.
What do you mean, seemed?
Well, There were some arguments when they lived here.
Was he violent?
To her? I don't really know. But I fear he may have been. Miss Catherine was unhappy, and if there hadn't been some wonderful times every now and again, then she perhaps would have left him. It could have been noticeable to us at that time. The two faces of Samuel Gordon. On the one hand, the loving, caring husband, and on the other, the arrogant and brutish egomaniac. After his wife's death, this nasty side of him seemed to disappear. He never visited us. However, common acquaintances described him as a profoundly sad and broken man.
That is, until he returned and slaughtered some innocent people.
It's terrible. We all wonder ourselves. Perhaps we didn't want to believe that this evil side of his soul had returned.
Were there any other victims of the fire? Anyone injured, perhaps?
Our cook at the time was the first to discover the fire and tried to pull young Mrs. Gordon from the flames. She became trapped by the flames and would have burnt to death had she not saved herself by leaping out of a window. But she injured her back very badly and had to leave us after that. Why are you interested in things which happened here so many years ago?
The young lady at the lighthouse was also burned.
I find the connection rather stretched.
I'll catch you later, Bates.
Goodbye, sir.